Hi, Mr. Osborne back again. Thanks for joining me for session 5 of these 10 series of science lessons that we're doing. Let's get sharing the screen and I'll talk through exactly what we are going to be learning today. Let's go full screen and let's move myself up there. Okay, so this session we will be looking at the impact of a balanced diet on our body. Now, if you joined me in the last session, we looked at the impact of exercise on our body and we carried out a little bit of exercise. Mr. Osborne showing who's completely unfit at that. So I'm going to make sure I get out and make sure I get some more exercise. So I'm a lot fitter and healthier. So that's enough talk. Let's get moving and let's have a look. As ever, what will you need today? Well, you will only need a pencil and a paper. You'll need your brain engaged. Okay, as we go through, it'd be a really good idea to make some notes as we'll have a little pop quiz at the end of this session just to check the knowledge has sunk into those brains. Okay, and always feel free after you've had the lesson to maybe go and test your parents or an older brother or sister, see if they can be outwitted by you, which would be great. Okay, so a pencil and paper is all that's needed for today. And as ever, what we'll do is let's go into our warm-up and see if we can get our brains engaged. So this is the warm-up. Fill in the missing words to complete these statements about exercise. Now, hopefully you did join me for the previous session. If not, this may be a little bit difficult. It may not. You may already have the knowledge to complete this, but you could always go back and check out the last session. But let's have a look at this before I get you to pause the video. It strengthens the blank, including the heart. It develops the blank. It helps the body blank develop so you can catch and throw. It uses up blank for energy and can prevent the body getting fat. It can help you blank at nighttime. Okay, so maybe I'm going to give you a couple of minutes for this one because there's a few sentences to write down there. Fill in the blanks, have a go, come back and we will look at it together. Okay, so you're back already. Let's have a look. Now, hopefully you've got all the answers down because I'm pretty sure my animation is going to give away. So it strengthens the something, including the heart. Well, we all know exercise strengthens the muscles. Okay, so hopefully you got that. It develops the lungs, and we discussed this in the last session about how it increases our lung capacity the more exercise that we do. It helps body coordination. We discussed that as well. So in PE, it'll help you to throw and catch much better, and your whole body coordination because it's developing your muscles. And then it uses up food for energy and can prevent the body getting fat. And then what I was really pointing out last time about the importance of exercise, it helps us to sleep at night. Okay, and that is really important. And sleep, as we discussed last time, is really important because it is recharging your batteries. And I think I said it's a bit like an Xbox or PlayStation controller. It's recharging your batteries, getting you ready for school on the next day. So hopefully you're patting yourself on the back that you got those and you can remember those from last session. If not, you've got them now and you know the answers now. So okay, so let's have a look at today's learning. Okay, we're going to continue on our journey to recognize the impact of diet, exercise, drugs and lifestyle on our body. Now last session we looked at the impact of exercise on our bodies and the importance of exercise and how that helps us to grow, be fit and strong. Okay, today we're going to continue on that journey and we're going to focus on looking at a balanced diet and the impact that it has on our bodies. Okay, nice little bit of animation. So that's going to be the key learning focus today, looking at a balanced diet and the impact on our bodies. Okay, so key vocabulary for today's learning. What I'd like you to do here is maybe pause the video for 1 to 2 minutes, write down as many keywords you can think of when you think of a balanced diet and the impact on our bodies. Okay, so pause the video 1 to 2 minutes, come back and we'll have a look and see if we've got any words that match. Okay, wonderful. You're back already. Let's have a look. Okay, now I'm just going to say now, not to worry if you don't have the words that I've got, or not to worry if you don't understand the words that come up, because this is all about the learning. So by the end of this session, you will have a good understanding of all of these words. So carbohydrates is definitely a word that we are going to visit, and by the end of this session, have a good understanding of. Fruit, well, a balanced diet, everybody knows fruit is good for you. Vegetables, absolutely. Vegetables is one of the key things that we need to be eating if we're going to have a balanced diet. Vitamins, okay, you may have got vitamins. I wonder if you got vitamins. Yep, absolutely, you might have vitamins. Water, key component. Proteins, now that may be a word you're unfamiliar with, but as I said before, that's definitely a word you'll understand by the end of this session. Fats, so food that contain fats, and then food maybe that contains fiber. Okay, now I think that is all on Mr. Osborne's list for today, but as we go through, you may see these key words come up, and hopefully by the end of this session you'll have a good understanding of each and every one of them. So let's move on. What is a balanced diet? Maybe pause the video there now, and let's take a time to reflect. First of all, the word diet. What does the word diet mean? Well, whenever we hear the word diet, it's usually around Christmas time and people saying, I'm going on a diet because I've eaten too much. But what does a balanced diet mean? So maybe pause to reflect, have a quick think, write down a few ideas, then come back to me and we'll have a look at what the meaning of balanced diet is. Okay, so what is a balanced diet, I hear you say? Well, the human body needs a balanced diet to work properly. Good health involves drinking enough water, as you've just seen Mr. Osborne do, eating the right amount of foods from different food groups. Okay, so let's have a look. Carbohydrates give us energy. Now that word carbohydrates come up as a key word. Okay, carbohydrates give us energy. They're found in foods such as bread, potatoes, and pasta. So it might be a good opportunity there just to note down carbohydrates. They give us energy. They're found in foods such as bread, potatoes, and pasta. Let's have a look. So that is one of the food groups that we will be talking about. Proteins. Well, proteins is a word that we had in our keywords. They help our bodies to repair themselves. They are found in foods such as fish, meat, nuts, seeds, eggs, and cheese. So proteins help our bodies to repair themselves. Okay, one of our key words there, you can see it's in red. Fats. Okay, so fats help store energy for our bodies. They are found in foods such as butter, cheese, and fried food. Okay, so carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Carbohydrates giving us energy. Proteins help our bodies to repair itself, and fats help store energy for our body. Okay, that can later be used. Right. Fiber. Okay, now fiber is important for helping us digest our foods, and it's found in fruit and vegetables. We've already seen fruit and vegetables are a key word and discussed how important it is to get your key 5 pieces of fruit a day, and obviously eat vegetables as well. So bad news for some of you that don't like vegetables, but vegetables are key to a balanced diet. Now here, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, fibers, we can see the different food groups. Okay, so we have our breads, potatoes, pastas, we have our fish, our meat, our butter and cheese, and our fruits and vegetables. That is what makes up a balanced diet. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look a bit closer at this. So carbohydrates are in starchy and sugary foods. Okay, now have a quick think. What did Mr. Osborne say that carbohydrates are used for? Well, carbohydrates are used to give us energy. Okay, now before we move on, let's have a look at this. These foods contain carbohydrates. So pause the video there, write down 5 different foods, carbohydrate foods that will give us energy. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Okay, so I asked you to write down 5 different carbohydrates foods, foods that contain carbohydrates to give us energy. Those foods could have been potatoes, cereals, pasta, rice, Okay, so there you go. There's 4 different foods. I said 5, but there's 4 different foods. Potatoes, cereals, pasta, and rice all contain carbohydrates. Okay, so it's very important for your body to be absorbing the carbohydrates because they give you energy. Okay, meat and fish contain protein. Can you remember what protein was beneficial for? Well, it was beneficial because it helps your body to grow and repair itself. Okay, so here we go. Let's move on. Here are some good ways of getting protein. Can you name 4 different things you may consume that are going to give you protein? Stop the video there. Come back in 30 seconds and see if your list matches mine. Okay, so let's look. Meat and fish contain protein. Now, remembering protein helps your body to grow and repair itself. Here are some good ways of getting protein. Beef, eggs, fish, and nuts. Okay, so meat there and fish, eggs, and nuts are all ways we should be getting our protein. Okay, and protein helps the body to repair and itself and helps you to grow. Okay, and vitamins and minerals are found in fruit and vegetables. So we've already really discussed this. They help our bodies to work properly. Okay, and definitely as growing children is hugely important that you get in your 5 a day. Okay, these are really good for us because well, there we go. There's 5 different vegetables. There you go, and fruits. So let's move on. Foods containing fats and oils. Okay, now I wonder if you can remember what types of foods these are. Used as energy, okay, but they're stored energy. Okay, now this is really important, this bit. Although they taste good, these foods actually can be bad if we eat too many. So foods containing fats and oils are used as energy stored energy. Although they taste good, these foods can be bad for you if you eat too many. So when we discussed a balanced diet, it's all about moderation, okay, and making sure that we're getting each food, a piece of food from each of these food groups, okay. So food, fats and oils, although it says they can be bad for you, as long as they're eaten in moderation, okay, which means you're not only eating these foods, okay, they will not be bad for you. But if you eat too much of this food, then it is bad for you. Okay, and here's just some examples. Okay, oil, cheese, butter, and everybody's favorite, chips. Okay, eating too many chips is not going to be good for you. But if you eat them as part of a balanced diet, then they're absolutely fine. Okay, what did we also mention before? Well, the body also needs fiber. Okay, now here is a picture of some fiber. Okay, and fiber is good because it helps to clean our digestive system. Okay, it helps that food flow through our bodies easier. And obviously, water is hugely important. Okay, we need water to be hydrated, and it gives the good chemical reactions for your body. Okay, then, so let's see if you have been listening. And here's a little matching task for you. Can you match the food to the food group? So we've got fiber, we've got protein, we've got carbohydrates, and we've got fats. Can you match the foods to the group? So we've got nuts, apple, bread, broccoli, fish, meat, oil, and pasta there. Mr. Osmond's going to give you 2 minutes on the counter there. Pause the video, write down the groups, and see if you can put the food in the correct food group. Off you go. Okay, so you're back already. Let's have a look. So where would you be putting nuts? Where would the apples go? Bread, broccoli, fish. Okay, let me reveal the answers so you can check. Here we go. There you go. So fiber, remember, we're getting our fiber from our fruit and vegetable. We've got our protein there, which is our fish and our meat, the carbohydrates, which we find in our bread and pasta, and then the fats, which we said you can consume some of, but not too much of, and the nuts and oil. Okay, so hopefully you were able to put those pictures into the correct food group. Now let's move on. Why is healthy eating important for you? Well, I mean, that's quite an easy answer really there. Healthy, balanced diet supports physical development. So that means it is going to help you and your body to grow, improves your moods and keeps bugs at bay. Okay, so you're eating the right food. It's not only helping you grow, keeps you in a good mood, and it also keeps those germs away. Foods rich in vitamins and nutrients like fruit and vegetables and whole grains give you the fuel you need to develop both physically and mentally. Okay, now I'm sure some of you, when you get hungry or you haven't eaten properly for a few days, you know how that feels. Okay, so that's really important. That a balanced diet supports physical development, improves your mood, and keeps those bugs at bay. Okay, especially those foods that are rich in vitamins and nutrients. Okay, now healthy eating also boosts your immune system. Okay, so we discussed our white blood cells in a few sessions back. Okay, this is especially beneficial where there's often a cough and cold doing the rounds at school. So eating healthy is also critical in helping you get top marks at school, believe it or not. Children will struggle to work and concentrate effectively if they haven't consumed the right fuel. Okay, so having an empty tummy is not going to be helpful, especially when you're working hard at school. Okay, so just some of the key points there. Okay, a balanced diet supports our physical development, so it helps us grow stronger, our muscles grow stronger, improves our mood, so it keeps us in a good mood, and it also keeps us really healthy. Okay, time for a pop quiz. Okay, so hopefully you have been listening. We've got 3 questions here. I can't remember if I've done more questions after this, but 3 questions to start us off anyway. Okay, so number 1, how does the body use carbohydrates? Number 2, what foods are the best sources of fiber? And number 3, what is a balanced diet? All answers that I'm sure you'll get correct. Give yourself a couple of minutes, write down the answers, then we'll come back and reflect on those answers. Okay, off you go. Okay, so you are back already. Let's have a look. So how does the body use carbohydrates? Well, the body uses carbohydrates for energy. They're found in foods such as bread, pasta, and potatoes, I say. So carbohydrates are there to give us the energy. What foods are the best sources of fiber? Well, it's your 5 a day in your vegetables. Yep, fruits and vegetables help the body to digest food, which is hugely important. What is a balanced diet? Well, that's what we've been discussing all the way through this session. A balanced diet is when a person eats a selection of food, such as carbohydrates, protein, fruit, and vegetables. Okay, so 2 more questions before we end this quick fire session. Which food types help our body repair itself? Okay, and which of the following foods is not a type of carbohydrate? Okay, so 30 seconds to get those done. Pause the video, come back, and then we'll have a quick reflection on those 2 questions there. Okay, so wonderful. Which type of food, which food type helps our body repair itself? Well, if you've got the answer of proteins, then you know you are correct. And which of the following foods is not a type of carbohydrate? Well, we've got meat, bread, and potatoes. I'm sure you know the answer to this. The food that is not a carbohydrate is meat, as it is a protein. Okay, so just a quick recap. Okay, so today we've been learning to recognize the impact of a balanced diet on our body. Okay, that's been our main focus today. So we've looked through, we've discussed all the different food groups, okay, what types of foods that we find in those food groups, and what the impact of a balanced diet is on our body. Okay, so not only was it physically but mentally ensuring that we're fit, strong, and we're ready for learning at school. Okay, now I'm sure there's a animation there, Mr. Osborne, well done. Okay, so next time we're going to continue on our journey to recognize the impact of lifestyle choices that will impact our body. Okay, and then that will be exercise looked at, it will be diet looked at, and next time it will be lifestyle choices. Thank you for joining me on this quick fire science session. Okay, stay safe and I'll see you soon. Thanks again. Goodbye.